Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Tonight is a very special Shabbos. On one hand, it should be very sad because tonight is actually the 9th of Av, but because it's Shabbos, there is no mourning. And so the 9th of Av is known as the most tragic day of the Jewish calendar. It's a day in which the Jewish people lost both their holy temples. Beitar was breached. The spies came back with a negative report. In modern history, the Jews were expelled from England. The gas chambers were opened on Tisha B'Av, and most recently, the Amiya bombing in Argentina happened the night after Tisha B'Av. And so it's a very, very sad day in the Jewish calendar. And it's a day in which we mourn both temples, but it also has in it tremendous potential because it's actually a holiday. It says that when Mashiach comes, the only two holidays we're going to celebrate is Purim and Tisha B'Av. It's a day that we don't have any tachnun or actual mourning because it actually has an element of a holiday in it. And so within this tragedy, because it says that God always creates the cure before he creates a disease, within this tragedy, there's also a guarantee for the future that one day we'll have a time in which Mashiach will come, in which we'll celebrate a Beit HaMikdash HaShlishi. That being said, this year it happens to be that on the 9th of Av, we're going to be drinking wine, eating meat, like it's not even in 9 days, because this year the 9th of Av is on Shabbat, and Shabbat you're not allowed to have any signs of mourning. And so tonight we're having a big Shabbat dinner on our rooftop. We're going to have meat at the Kiddush tomorrow. We welcome you to make sure you make a glass of Kiddush and wine, and it's almost like the Messianic times where we're going to celebrate the holiday of Tisha B'Av. And nevertheless, this Shabbos is, while it's the 9th of Av, technically because it's one day later, it's what's called Shabbat Chazon, and that is Shabbat of the Vision. And so there's few Shabbats of the year that have a very unique name. This one is called Shabbat Chazon, Shabbat of the Vision, because of the vision that we're going to read tomorrow. And that is the vision of Isaiah of the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. But at the end of the vision, Isaiah promised us, that Zion will be, Jerusalem will be redeemed through charity, through justice. Rabbi Chaim said in the Shabbos, that's not just called the vision, or Shabbat the vision, Shabbat Chazon, because of the Haftorah we read, but it's also on this Shabbos that our souls get to see the holy Beit HaMikdash. Our souls subconsciously get to see the holy temple, and by subconsciously doing that, it's something that already wants us to make us work harder to bring the holy temple. And he brings up a parable, a mashal, which is used many times, an allegory idea, to explain the idea. And that is, there was once a king who loved his child tremendously. And the child was a child. And so the king makes him a beautiful suit, has a top tailor, the Armani of the world, to make him this gorgeous suit. And when he gives him this gorgeous suit, what does the child do? He doesn't deserve it. He deserves it, but he doesn't know how to deal with it. And so he goes out with his friends into the playground and he rips up his suit. The king loves his child very much. And so he makes him a second suit. And again, the same thing happens. The child goes out and destroys his suit. And so the king loves his child very much, but he realizes he's not yet ready for this special suit. And so he makes him a most beautiful suit, but he puts it into the closet. And once a year, he shows him this closet, and he shows him this suit, and says, when you're ready, when you're old enough to understand the responsibility of having this beautiful suit, I'm going to give it to you. And Rabbi Levi says the same exact thing happens on Shabbat Chazon. God gave us the first Beis HaMikdash, and we didn't appreciate it, and so it was destroyed because of idol worship. The second Beis HaMikdash because of senseless hatred. But God shows us on this Shabbos the third Beit HaMikdash. The previous Rebbe says something very interesting. Why did Rabbi Levi use this parable about a suit, about clothing, and not about a building? He could have built a king's palace, and that could have been destroyed. Another palace, a building would be much more like the holy temple than a suit. But the answer is a suit is very customized. You have a custom clothing is a perfect fit, which teaches us that Mashiach is something that each one of us are connected with. Each one of us are custom. We can't just say the rabbis are going to bring it, the other people are going to bring it. Mashiach is something global. It's nothing to do with me. No, it's like a suit, like a comfortable suit, like a well-fitted suit that is so custom made that every single one of us have our job, has our place in which we have to bring Mashiach. And so as we go into this Shabbos of Tisha B'Av, we're going to celebrate this year Tisha B'Av. We're going to celebrate Shabbat. We're going to enjoy wine and meat and sing songs and only be joyous before we go into tomorrow night's tragic day of the 9th of Av. But hopefully we were able to turn these days, we will turn these days from days of sadness to days of joy, to bring out the tremendous potential in the 9th of Av, to have a time which we will rebuild the holy Beis HaMikdash, the third Beis HaMikdash HaShlishim, very soon in our days. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Tonight 7:45, and tomorrow morning 10:15, followed by a Kiddush and Farbrengen.